A shocker from Chennai. 12 minor boys were allegedly tortured in a madrasa for 9 months. As per the kids, they were beaten with cables for not learning Quran properly. The kids were later rescued after a child line received a call about the situation at the madrasa. In fact, as per the Child Welfare Committee, the kids were brought from Bihar to Chennai 9 months back. They came to the madrasa to learn Quran and then become teachers. And all these kids belong to Muslim families from Bihar. It was after an SOS call that the Child Welfare Panel stepped in and rescued these kids. My colleague Prapanch is joining us live with the details. Prapanch, horrific details coming in of how these students, these children were tortured in the madrasa. What are the details coming in? What is the Child Panel saying on the report that has been filed?
That's right. In fact, this particular madrasa is a madrasa, Vilayatul Islam Yatim Khana is in Madavaram. Punniyaman Mede is a place wherein in Madavaram, there this madrasa had been functioning, and recently, in fact, a child helpline number had received an anonymous call wherein which they were stating that some children were being tortured in that particular madrasa. Subsequently, Child Welfare Committee in fact, members along with police personnel had gone to that particular madrasa, and they in fact rescued all the 12 children. These are the boys between the age group of 10 and 13, and they belong to Bihar. They did not know the local language as to what they did not understand Tamil, so they were able to communicate with the person who was speaking Hindi. So based on that, in fact, they were able to understand that they were brought to Chennai 9 months ago, and they were being tortured, stating that they had to wake up early in the morning, and they were made to read the verses of Quran. If their pronunciation was not proper or they were not able to recite the verses properly, they were beaten on the backs, and they were all the 12 children suffered injuries, and one of them was critically injured, and in fact doctors, after the rescue, doctors had to perform a minor surgery on one of the boy. Now all the boys have been rescued. They have been placed in the government homes. Now, meanwhile, the police is conducting investigation, and subsequently, after the investigation, these children will be taken back to their families in Bihar. Now, most of these children do have parents, only a couple of them don't have parents, and meanwhile, it is also been investigated as to did this madrasa have proper license to run, because the madrasa said that they were registered under the Societies Act, but they were not able to produce proper documents regarding the same. And 2 persons have been arrested in this particular issue. In fact, Akhtar and Abdullah have been arrested. One person.
I request you to stay on with us. Activist Brinda Adige joining us on the broadcast. Ms. Brinda Adige, another incident of a madrasa where the students were allegedly being tortured. This is a case where for over 9 months these children had been tortured at this madrasa.
This is absolutely unacceptable. This is also the week that we are celebrating human rights and children's rights especially. How can a educational institution, that too it being a madrasa, where you're teaching children about your holy book, the Quran, and you torture and traumatize children that they cannot pronounce a word like that? How will children learn, or how will children learn to love the Quran and its teachings? Why is it that they are so cruel to children? And how is it that they think that they can get away by being cruel, harassing and torturing the children? I hope the state authorities, especially the education department, takes cognizance of this, and the police file the sections under Juvenile Justice Act for traumatizing and harassing those children. These teachers must not be spared.
In fact, the Child Welfare Panel has now finally stepped in after an SOS call. Ms. Brinda Adige, thank you for joining us. Thanking Prapanch also for joining us with those inputs. That's all we have time for in this edition of the Bulletin. Thank you for watching. Up next,